You may not have heard of an online guest gift, but this is a new way that we're turning more online visitors into in-person guests. Whether that's in person on a church on Sunday, or in person in a group, or in person just getting coffee with the pastor, we now have a way, thanks to modern marketing methods, to create an online guest gift that builds trust and connects with potential guests ahead of their visit. Okay, we prepare guests gifts for when they come on Sunday and lets them know that we prepared for them, we were expecting them, and we appreciate them. What if you could do the same thing online on your website? That's what we call an online guest gift. So what is an online guest gift? Quite simply, it's a way to connect and nurture your online guests, to provide some value to them, to provide some communication that you understand them, and to show that you actually care enough for them that instead of saying, hey, what can you do for me? You want to come to church? You want to come to an event? You want to give? Instead, it's all about what can I give you? And so much like we look at, okay, we want to show appreciation for our guests. We want to show that we expected them. We want to show that we care for their needs. We're going to create a gift for when they come in person. We're going to reward them for coming in person, to reward an action that they took, that we want them to take, okay? In the same way, we can build an online guest gift that rewards them for paying attention to our church, for taking a next step, which is just downloading it, okay? And a bonus, you've got to get that gift to them somehow, so you get their name and email, okay? And now you can not only deliver the gift, but now you can follow up with them to introduce yourself, understand them, start a dialogue essentially ahead of their visit, okay? So why do we do it? Why should we do this? Why should we go this extra step? Again, if your website is mission focused, then why not do it? Because it's extra work? Listen, if someone downloads your gift, your online guest gift, which I'll get into what those are in a second, what they can be, I'll give you some examples. If someone visits your website, clicks around and leaves, you have no idea who they are. You have no idea if they're going to know about you, remember you, or eventually come. It's kind of like, you put a new sign out and you're like, okay, the survey said there's 20,000 cars driving by our road. It's very exciting. But then when you buy the sign and install it, you got $40,000 sitting on your lawn and you're like, is anyone even seeing this? When they drive past it, are they even going to remember it? And then you get a little bit of buyer's remorse, right? But what if when people drove by, you got their name and you could email them or text them later to check in on them, right? So why do we do this? It gives us a way to build a relationship with potential guests, with our online visitors, without relying on them to come to us. It's a way that we can go to them. So when I say online guest gift, it's obviously a gift. It's something that's free that we're giving to our online visitors so they can get something from us and we can nurture them and learn more about them. So some gift ideas that you can use for your church website. You basically have to look at who are we equipped to serve, what's their primary need, or what is the main thing our community is struggling with, and then what can we provide for them as a church that answers that need that we can then follow through on. Okay? And it needs to be something that you can follow through on. If your pastor is an accountant or used to be an accountant, hey, then maybe you can do some kind of financial planner or what does the Bible say about money? And then if they have further questions, the pastor is equipped to answer those questions. If you're a pastor that has no financial wherewithal, then don't do something like that. Don't make that a gift, okay? In the same way that we might put devotionals or what does the Bible say about whatever, or who is Jesus, those little tracts in our guest bags in person, we can do something like that online, but make sure it answers a burning need that your community has and one that your pastor can follow up on. Okay, that was a little side note. So some gift ideas is what is your community struggling with that your church can answer? So let's say you want to reach young families. What are some problems that young families have? All right. They don't know how to communicate with their kids. They don't know how to get them off of tablets. Their kids drive them crazy by not being able to focus on something, or maybe they're concerned that their kids, they don't know how to share their faith with their kids, right? Or they don't know how to raise up godly kids, maybe because they weren't raised up godly themselves. I'm not talking about a resource just for Christian parents. I mean, this could be for anyone, right? So you create that resource. So let's say kids are driving the parents crazy. Okay, well, here's 10 fun ideas for your kids on a rainy day, because they can't go outside, they can't go visit their friends. We want them to be off a tablet. Maybe it's 10 fun ideas for your kids on a rainy day without relying on the tablet. Okay, so number one, if I'm a parent, then hey, this church obviously cares about parents, so they care about me. And they obviously understand my needs because I don't know how to take care of my kids when it's a rainy day. I'm exhausted, they're wound up. So maybe they obviously understand that I need something. Okay, maybe it's 10 fun ways to share Jesus with your kids, or maybe 10 fun faith-based videos that your kids will love and want to watch over and over again. Okay, again, speaking to me as a parent, I have young kids. I want them to be good, godly kids, unlike I was. This church understands and will help me in this, okay? Maybe it's 10 prayers for your kids, okay? I know I'm focusing on the families, okay? Now, maybe you're a church that's in an impoverished neighborhood, okay? I've got a few of those clients, okay? They're in gang-riddled territory. They're in a county that's under the poverty line, one of the poorest counties, or they're just in an undereducated population because they're out in the country, okay? And there's no good public schools. Maybe they're in the city and there's no public schools. So then you want to, what do they need, okay? Well, they got bad credit. They are a couple months or maybe 1 month away from eviction. They need to get some financial help, okay? So you can create a financial resource, right? And it doesn't have to be how to get money. It could be how to save money, okay? 10, I know I keep saying the word 10. Maybe it's 3, okay? 3 places. Or how about this? This is one that we were working on, but we scrapped. 3 benefits for school lunch kids you didn't know about, okay? And I know this sounds very commercial, but we'll put it in the context of the church, okay? So if you're serving an impoverished area, you have a food pantry, guess what? That's number 1, okay? What else can parents who are on the school lunch program, government paid school lunch, what other benefits can they take advantage of? A lot of people didn't know this, but kids got free lunch in the summer in the town we used to live. And you didn't even have to be on the school lunch program, but hey, that's still applicable, right? Because even if you are, you can get free lunch in the summer or during Christmas breaks, whatever have you. So you can create a resource for these parents or for these people that are having issues affording their rent. Well, guess what? If you can get a couple free meals this month, that's another 20, 30 bucks you can put towards rent to at least stave off eviction, right? It's showing that I understand where you are. I understand your difficulties in life. And if I can understand you, then maybe when I share Jesus, you'll understand that I see it as the real answer, because I've been able to answer one concern in your life. So when I say Jesus can answer another or all of them, you're more likely to pay attention. One more example we're doing for a boomer church. We're still building this out, but one concern is they want to reach an audience that wants to create a faith-based legacy. They feel like they've been left behind by the world and they don't know how to share Jesus with their kids. Maybe they tried, but their kids aren't going to church. How can they leave a Christian legacy in their family? We're creating an ebook for them so they can download it. So when someone comes to their site, they're like, I feel like the world has left me behind. I feel like my family's leaving behind. Look at this. There's a resource. How to create a faith-based legacy in your family. That's obviously something I'm concerned with. So let me download this because this church understands my needs. You show that you understand their needs, they are more likely to listen to you when you say, I have more answers for you. In this case, probably in the form of Jesus or in the form of the gospel or in the form of our church and how we can show you Jesus. Okay? So to summarize all that, just think about a document, something that you can deliver, okay, that's going to answer a burning question in their heart and that your church can follow up on, in that if it's a financial resource because you have a food pantry, if it's family answers or devotionals because you have a great kids program. What are some other examples? If you're a blue collar church, right, maybe it's you put how to be a better employee, okay? I don't know what it is, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be churchy. It doesn't have to be a devotional, okay? We give out mugs in church, okay? The mug doesn't have Bible passages on it. It has the church logo on it. It's not churchy. It's just a gift because, hey, we appreciate you coming, right? So when I talk about a transitory step earlier in the show, okay, this can be that transitory step because you want to show that you understand someone. Therefore, when you invite them to church, it's because you understand the church is something that they need. So how does this online guest gift work? I hope I did a good job of explaining it for you. If I didn't, I'll have a training coming out later about how you can actually build your own and how to implement it. Okay, but how does it work? Okay, so let's say I create a document. It doesn't have to be pretty. Don't get lost on the design. If you want it to be designed, go to Canva, all right? But don't overthink this, okay? Make it simple. Simple. You can create this in a Word document, all right? But how does this work? So you create a resource. Let's say 10 prayers to pray at night with your kids. First of all, I would love that. I would love that devotional, even if I wasn't a Christian, right? I know several non-Christian parents that would like that because they want their kids to be focused on something other than themselves, okay? So 10 nighttime prayers to share with your kids, okay? So I have that. How does it work? First of all, you put a big old download button on your website. It's not the primary button, it's the secondary button, okay? There's some strategy with that as well we can't get into here. But let's say as they scroll down your homepage, they see, hey, want to build a better faith relationship with your kids? Click here to download 10 nighttime prayers to share with your kids. All right. Maybe you have a resource section. Maybe it's in your nav bar, free resources or parent resources, whatever it is. You put it on your kids' page. Maybe you even have a flyer out in the community. You've got a church flyer, join us on Sundays, but then you also have, hey parents, want your kids to be more empathetic of what's going on in the world, download our 10 nighttime prayers to get them thinking less of themselves and more about others when they fall asleep at night. Whatever that looks like. I know I'm not doing a good job, but I may even sound like I'm making it easy. This stuff takes time to bring out, okay? But let's say you've got that thing, okay, that online guest gift. How do you deliver it? You've got to get some kind of piece of software. Some websites can deliver one email. That's not what I'm talking about. I know our websites, we can design a form, they fill it out, and it shoots them an email, okay? And we could put a link in there. That's not what I want because it's just one email. Okay, if you're super penny pinching, you could do that because the form gives you their name and email, and then you can go in by hand. Then you got to create a little spreadsheet tracker. Okay, I emailed this person. All right, now I want to follow up with them, blah, blah, blah. What you want is what's called an autoresponder, a very popular one, especially with churches, as MailChimp, because I think they have a free plan. We have our own that we use at Nava Church Marketing, so we have complete control. We don't have to work within their templates or work within their do's and don'ts. Also professional setup. All that aside, you just want something. ActiveCampaign, it's not the cheapest, but it is my favorite because it's the most reliable. But you want something that is going to auto-deliver that gift. So if someone comes to your church website on a Wednesday night, you don't got to send it to them on a Wednesday night. Like that form gets filled out and they automatically get that gift in their inbox. But not only that, there's an automation that fires off. And you can set it up to where, okay, they downloaded the gift, immediately use that email they gave you to fire off that devotional or prayer guide, let's say. And then the next day, fire off another email that says, hey, I want to make sure you got it. What did you think? What's your feedback? Okay, how did we do? Or in 2 days, have you prayed with your kid yet? Right? So you have an automated follow-up so you, pastor, can focus on your pastoral things. Meanwhile, they're getting personalized messages from you that say, here's your guide. What'd you think of the guide? Did you use the guide? Do you have any questions about the guide? And hey, by the way, we understand that this may be important to you. This is important to us as a church as well. And I'd love to dive deeper into it. Now you've got their attention as a parent. Now you can introduce them to your kids' ministry. Some kids' testimonies, by the way. You should be sharing stories constantly in these follow-up emails. It should not be, come to church, come to nursery, come to VBS, sign up for this. Are you volunteering yet? It should be, here's your guide. What'd you think of the guide? Here's the story of someone that had their relationship improved because of our guide. Have you prayed with your kids yet? Here's another story of a parent in our a congregation that has a better relationship with their kid maybe or maybe not because of the guide, but because of our church at least, right? You're sharing stories, you're sharing inspiration. All of this is to nurture them to connect or take that primary action you wanted them to take in the first place. Meaning, did you pray with your kids? That's fantastic. We'd love to show you and pray for you because mom, dad, you need prayer too. The best place to do that is to connect with us on Sunday, or the best place to do that is to connect with us in a group. You are nurturing them to go from that easy transitory step into your purposeful, the primary step you want them to take.